The summer of 1944 was a crucible for Nazi Germany, a time of desperation and internal conflict. On July 20th, a bomb exploded in Hitler's Wolf's Lair, a desperate attempt by German officers to overthrow the regime. Though the plot failed, it stands as a testament to the internal resistance against Hitler's tyranny. Among the conspirators was General Carl-Heinrich von Stülpnagel, a man of contradictions, caught between duty and conscience. His story is a window into the complex moral landscape of Nazi Germany, a tale of disillusionment, resistance, and ultimately, tragic demise. Carl-Heinrich Rudolf Wilhelm von Stülpnagel was born on January 2nd, 1886, in Berlin, into a family steeped in Prussian military tradition. His lineage was noble, his upbringing structured and disciplined. He joined the Prussian Army in 1904, embarking on a career that would span 2 world wars. During World War I, he served on the Western Front, proving his courage and earning the Iron Cross. In 1916, amidst the chaos of war, he married Helene, Baroness von Pentz, and they would have 3 children. The aftermath of World War I saw Germany plunge into turmoil. In 1920, Stülpnagel participated in the Kapp Putsch, a failed attempt to overthrow the Weimar Republic. This early involvement in anti-democratic activity reveals a complex side to his character, a willingness to challenge established authority. He continued his military career, rising through the ranks, his loyalty to the German military establishment unwavering. The rise of Adolf Hitler in 1933 marked a turning point in Germany's history and in Stülpnagel's life. Initially, as Hitler consolidated power, Stülpnagel was appointed head of the Foreign Armies Department, responsible for analyzing intelligence on potential adversaries. This role gave him unique insights into the growing threat posed by Nazi Germany's aggressive policies. However, the reality of Nazi rule soon became apparent. The suppression of political opponents, the establishment of concentration camps, and the cultural purges, including the infamous book burnings, revealed the regime's totalitarian nature. Stülpnagel, like many within the German military, grew increasingly disillusioned. The turning point came with the Night of the Long Knives in 1934, a brutal purge that exposed the regime's ruthlessness. Despite his growing antipathy toward the Nazis, Stülpnagel remained a product of his time, holding staunch anti-Bolshevik and anti-Semitic views. In 1935, he even published a memorandum reflecting these prejudices. This internal conflict, this clash between his growing awareness of the regime's evils and his own deeply ingrained prejudices, highlights the complex moral landscape he navigated. In 1938, Stülpnagel became involved in the September Conspiracy, a plot to overthrow Hitler and prevent a war over Czechoslovakia. However, the Munich Agreement, which appeased Hitler and dismembered Czechoslovakia, undermined the plot, making Hitler appear as a triumphant statesman. The outbreak of World War II in 1939 further complicated Stülpnagel's situation. During the invasion of France in 1940, he commanded the 2 Army Corps and later served as chairman of the German-French Armistice Commission. In 1941, he commanded the 17th Army during Operation Barbarossa, the invasion of the Soviet Union. This is where the darkest stain on his record emerges. His units were involved in the massacres of Jews in Ukraine and Lviv. While he officially ordered his subordinates to maintain discipline, he did little to stop the violence. In fact, he criticized the disorderly nature of the killings, emphasizing the need to focus on Jews and communists. This horrifying contradiction, this descent into complicity with genocide, reveals the profound moral compromises he made. In October 1941, he resigned from his command, officially for health reasons. In 1942, he was appointed military commander of occupied France, where he maintained contact with other conspirators against Hitler. Even here, despite his growing resentment toward the regime, he continued to order reprisals against Jews, highlighting the deep-seated nature of his anti-Semitism. By 1944, with Germany facing defeat, the need to remove Hitler became increasingly urgent. Stülpnagel joined the conspiracy, led by Colonel Claus von Stauffenberg. On July 20th, after Stauffenberg's failed bomb plot, Stülpnagel carried out his part plan, ordering the arrest of SS and Gestapo officers in Paris. However, when it became clear that the assassination attempt had failed, he was forced to release them. Ordered to report to Berlin, Stülpnagel attempted suicide near Verdun, shooting himself in the head and falling into the Meuse River. He was rescued but blinded. In his delirium, he repeatedly muttered Rommel, inadvertently implicating the field marshal in conspiracy. He was arrested, brought before the People's Court, and berated by the fanatical Nazi judge Roland Freisler. Found guilty of treason, he was executed by hanging at Plötzensee prison on August 30th, 1944. Hitler ordered that he be hanged with a meat hook and a thin hemp rope, a barbaric method designed to prolong his suffering. Carl-Heinrich von Stülpnagel's story is a tragic paradox. A man of military honor, yet complicit in atrocities. A reluctant opponent of Hitler, yet deeply prejudiced. His life reflects the moral complexities of a dark era, a time when even those who sought to resist were often tainted by the very evils they opposed. His execution marked the end of a life caught in the cross-currents of history, a life that serves as a chilling reminder of the destructive power of ideology and the devastating consequences of moral compromise.